Okay friends, good evening. Today we will be starting the introductory class of Sociology Optional. Remember, Sociology Optional is not only for UPSC, but in that you will find that how the society impacts our life, the human being, and what is the structure of the society. Today I am not going to start the syllabus of UPSC, but I will hover around the syllabus. I will show you that what are the requirements of UPSC in reference to Sociology Optional. So let us start here. Sociology Optional in reference to UPSC. Today is the introductory class, so I will be talking about 5 aspects through which we will be going to the sociology syllabus. First, attitudinal transformation. Then we will be talking about sociology optional, why to choose or why you have chosen, what are the different characteristics. Then I will talk briefly about my classroom methodology. Then we will be talking about conceptual map or concept map. Lastly, I will take your question. Okay? On these 5 aspects we will be discussing today. First is very necessary, although it is not related directly to you, sociology, but sociology you are studying for UPSC. So it is a compulsory thing. It is talking about the mindset. We need to transform our mindset before starting our preparation for UPSC. It is relevant for everything. Now tell me, why you want to become a civil servant? Why you have chosen a career you are thinking to become a civil servant? Anybody? Yeah. Jyoti?
Yes, sir.
Why do you want to become a civil servant? The matter sticks here. Remember, in civil services, the word itself says civil and then servant or civil services. It means it is a civilized service. The fundamental purpose of civil servants are to take care of the society, the people, the nation, and the larger humanity. This is the fundamental purpose of a civil servant. But during my teaching, I have also experienced that some of the students, while preparing for civil services, they start thinking about once they become an IAS officer or IPS officer, they will become a civil master. They will have lot of power. Yes, it is correct. You will have lot of power, but with power also resides the responsibility. Remember, every services has some format of choosing a particular type of personality. For civil services, they want young, dynamic, energetic, enthusiastic girls and boys full of enthusiasm to bring a change in the society, impact in the society. Naturally, the change is positive for the betterment of the society. And I feel that you people have these zeals, just you need to recognize it, you need to water it, care it, and allow it to grow. Yes, you have those things. Just you need the passion, commitment and confidence in yourself that yes, you can become a civil servant. Other to it, remember in academics, the studies are very different than in competition, especially the mother of competition, that is civil services. In civil services, you need to be smart enough what to leave and what to focus during your studies. Okay, tell me one thing. What do you consider the difference between academician and do you think there is any difference in the skill or attitude of academician and bureaucrat? Tell me the difference between academician and bureaucrat. Remember, you need to have an attitude of questioning. When you don't know anything, feel free to ask question in the classroom, as well as you should be responsive to the teacher's question. Academician means like professors, lecturers. They need to have a deep knowledge about their subject. They should have the ability to even write a book, a large thick book. Yes, these are the required ability, capacity of the academician. Sharad, you have given the answer in the chat, but just consider my age. Without a spectacle, I can't read those things. Instead of that, you can unmute your speaker and give me the answer. You are nearly correct that academician need to have a specialization in a particular subject. Yes, the same thing I was saying here, that academicians need to have deep knowledge of their specialized subject. They should have the ability to write a book. But on the other hand, the bureaucrats, they don't need to be a specialist. They should have the ability to read that thick book what has been written by the academician. Read that book, understand that book and jot it into 8 to 10 points. Yes, 8 to 10 points. This should be the ability of a bureaucrat. This is the required ability. In mains you will find that the booklet has a space provided over here, over there, that you can't exceed the space while giving your answer. You may have lot of knowledge, but the space doesn't give you the time to give the extra knowledge. So the bureaucrats should have the ability to understand what are the key points, what are the key facts, what are the key concepts related to a specific question. This is the ability of the bureaucrats. Read the whole book, understand the whole book. The book is in 400 pages and you have the ability to write into 8 to 10 points. And this is the ability that you people will have to master. Although it is an optional subject, sociology is the optional subject. But here also, along with the sociological knowledge, they want you people to have a bureaucratic skill. They are not going to hire a specialist of sociology, otherwise they will hire the professor. Actually, just consider that optional subjects are a given situation to the candidates of UPSC that choose any of the 10 or 20 conditions. There are 26 subjects. Choose any of one of the condition. Sharpen yourself into that particular condition and write in the bureaucratic condition. Means you should have the knowledge of sociology, but your application, your writing should be very much bureaucratic, which should appear to be sociology, but maintaining the brevity. Remember, the mantra of bureaucratic writing is A, B, C. This is the ABC formula, that it should have accuracy, it should maintain the brevity, the space, and your answer should have the clarity. A, B, C. Always keep in your mind this formula for bureaucracy for UPSC, be it general studies or for your optional subjects. Accuracy, brevity, bureaucratic 8 to 10 points. And those points should be aligned in such a way that it should give the clarity of the concept. Yes, UPSC is in search of a specific personality. Remember, every services has a requirement of a particular personality. The same is related to UPSC also. UPSC also wants a specific personality, the personality who is having knowledge, or they are knowledgeable plus tolerant plus diplomatic in their communication. Yes, remember, UPSC needs this type of personality. In Army also has officers. They are also knowledgeable, but their personality are very different. A coward person cannot be an army officer. They should be very disciplined. The moment the order comes, they should implement it. That is the requirement of the officer of army. For bankers, they should have expertise in calculation. Knowledge is everywhere required, but here the two things which is utmost required, that is tolerance and diplomatic. To be diplomatic in UPSC is a very necessary requirement. During your interview, you will find that various such controversial questions are being raised, and you will have to defend yourself. Your heart says something different, but diplomatically you are giving such an answer which is very much balanced and in relevance. That is diplomatic. You can't be straightforward in UPSC as a civil servant. Okay, tell me one thing. What do you mean by knowledgeable? What is knowledge? Yes, what is knowledge? I hope all of you all are graduate and you are knowledgeable people. What do you think, what is knowledge? Anybody can unmute the speaker. What you consider as a knowledgeable person? What is knowledge? Should I consider that you people are knowledgeable? Knowledge, in common sense, is said that whatever is in your brain, that is your knowledge. But technically this is not the knowledge that whatever is in your brain, you have lot of things in your brain. Actually, when we say knowledge or a person is knowledgeable, it means the capacity or capability of the individual to choose the information according to the situation. Capability of individual to choose the information according to the situation means a question comes from Durkheim or any unit. You have plenty, hundred of information, but the booklet allows you only to give 10 information or 7 information. The knowledge comes here that choose whatever the 7 or 10 information which is most relevant to that particular question. So you need to have the capability to use information according to a particular situation, that is knowledgeable, tolerant, to tolerate, to have patience. And remember, in civil services, immense patience is required. You are working for a system and you are working under pressure. An IAS officer works under a tremendous pressure. One pressure is because they have been trained to do for the fruitful purpose of the society, for the people. They are trained that as a district magistrate, your fundamental duty is to work for the welfare of the people. On the other hand, in the same district, you will find that there are some parties or pressure groups, to be value neutral. There are some pressure groups who are demanding for some other things which is against the scheme of Government of India. Sometimes due to local connection, even the ministers directly calls you. And that is very pressurizing. All you need to have the tendency to bear that pressure. How? Many a time keep maintaining the silence, giving a logical answer, and that is to be diplomatic. Okay, what is the meaning of being diplomatic? What is diplomacy? Anybody? Do you people, any of you consider that you are diplomatic? If you consider that you are not diplomatic, you will have to develop this ability for civil services. What is diplomatic, being diplomatic?
Having the ability to balance multiple sides.
Being diplomatic means, although the question is controversial, but your statement should be such that it should not hurt the person whom you are conveying the message. As a bureaucrat, many times you will have to convey the message in a very controversial condition, in such a situation where both the answer appears to be wrong. As a IFS officer, foreign officer, you will be in meeting with the foreign delegates. Remember, when these foreign delegates meet with each other, they have tremendous pressure of the people of their country. And then they give such a statement that message is being conveyed, but it doesn't hurt anybody. Just see Iran, America war. Both of them are giving message that we have won the war. Although they are not using very soft word towards each other, that doesn't come under the diplomatic conversation. But diplomatic conversation, just take the two meetings between India and Pakistan. Every year, the delegates meet with each other and they say that we had a very fruitful talk with each other and we will further our plan. Just this statement comes. And since last 30 years, the same statement comes after the meeting. Means you are to, just take an example related to UPSC examination. Especially I am talking in general studies. If the question comes, what is your opinion about, or critically evaluate the economic policy of Government of India. Critically evaluate the economic policy of Government of India. Remember, personally we may have grudge for the economic policies of Government of India, but as a bureaucrat, you don't have any right to think or utter any word against the Government of India. So it is a replica of, as an aspirant, when you are writing about the criticism of economic policy, you can start with the better word, that Government of India has launched various schemes for old age, for the girls, for the youths, and then you should mention that these are the purpose, functional purpose of these particular schemes. But due to some loopholes in the system, which the government is trying to plug them, due to these loopholes, yet the government is not able to better implement his or their economic policies. What happens? I have given that there are some flaws, that is criticism. But as a bureaucrat, I have refrained myself to directly criticize the government. Remember, this is the acquired skill, necessary skill for the bureaucrats. Why? Because as a bureaucrat, you can never criticize Government of India, although you are a knowledgeable person. You know everything, you understand everything. But keep your mouth shut. Yes, just think that the company, as an example, if you are to go for a job in a company and the owner asks you that, tell me what are the flaws of my company, and you give a list of 10 flaws of their company, will that person will hire you? Yeah, you can say that 1 or 2 flaws are there, but that are also which can be improved furthermore, or we will try, or I will try to improve those things. That is more positive for that company owners to accept you. But if you give a list of 10 criticism, they won't accept. The same thing is about the bureaucrats. Remember, as a bureaucrat, you are going to serve Government of India, not any political party. Be BJP, Congress or ABCD, whatsoever the party, you are not serving any political party. Whosoever is the ruling party, as a bureaucrat, you are to serve the Government of India. And remember, when a ruling party makes a law, makes a scheme, makes a policy, that is considered not as a policy of a political party, but policies of Government of India. Sorry. That's why I am saying we need to have attitudinal transformation in ourselves before preparing the civil services. We don't need to have an attitude of criticism. Everything, every person has positive and negative things. But as a bureaucrat, you need to develop a positive thinking about the society. Because India, remember, if you think about India as a bureaucrat, as an IS officer, you are not going to get a lot of luxury. Yes, you will have lot of power. That gives us self-satisfaction. But consider that one of the remote village of Jharkhand or Chhattisgarh, ABCD whatsoever, I am using the word remote district of any state. If you are a district magistrate of that area, you have the power, but you won't have the luxury. So if you are thinking that civil services will give you the luxury, IS will give you the luxury, IPS will give you the luxury, that is not the consideration. The consideration should be in your mind that how having the power I can bring betterment in the society, positive transformation in the society. This should be our attitudinal transformation. Other to it, as I have said that it is not about the mindset only, but as a bureaucrat you will have to study, not like an academician. We need to understand that what is requirement of UPSC, especially what is requirement to the sociology optional. This will come to the next. So I hope that you have understood the importance of attitudinal transformation. This is the first requirement. Without fulfilling this first requirement, none of this can be fulfilled. This is the requirement. You can't be arrogant as well as civil servant. Yes, some incidents comes that some of the IAS officer has behaved in such an arrogant way. That comes during the service. But before entering the service, you need to be a soft-spoken person with the ability of knowledge, tolerance, and diplomacy. This is the entry point, the attitudinal transformation. Now, about sociology as an optional. Okay, can you tell me why you people are choosing sociology as an optional? Remember, in UPSC, every decision should be made with logical conclusion. We need to analyze the pros and cons, then comes to a decision. What were your criteria of using sociology as an optional? You might have heard, or you might have gone through the previous year questions. Now now I am telling you what are some of the features which attracts the aspirants. In a generalized way, I am saying that some of the features which people come to know, and they are also true regarding sociology optional. First, short syllabus. Easy understanding. Mark fetching. And fringe benefits. There may be more features which may be floating, but they will be coming under any of these four. Short syllabus. Okay, syllabus was provided to you people. Have you all gone through the syllabus? Okay, in paper 1, there are 10 units. And paper 2, there are 15 units. 10 and 15. Equal to both the paper we have 25 units. But actually this is not the correct thing. In my classroom methodology, I will go in deep about those things, that although objectively the syllabus is small, 10 units and 15 units makes 25, but there are 4 units from paper 1 and 5 units from paper 2 which are independent, and all other units from paper 1 and paper 2, they are very much interconnected with each other. If you study both of them, paper 1 and paper 2 of these dependent units, you will miss the link between paper 1 and paper 2. So in paper 1, in 10 units, 4 are independent, the 6 are very much connected to the paper 2. Means minus 6 is equal to, just we have to study 19 units. More we will talk about it when we will come to our classroom methodology. Yes, one is short syllabus, easy understanding. Up to a condition, yes, it is. Why it becomes easy to understand from people of any stream? Because we human beings are member of the larger society. So in sociology, what is sociology? Studies about the society. Whose society? Our society. So from childhood to our youthful time, we have experienced the society. So we have the knowledge about the existence of the society. We know family, marriage, kinship, economic aspect of interaction, social aspect of interaction, political aspect of interaction. We know those things. Only we have not added, or we don't have the knowledge that how sociological aspect sees this society. And when we will go to the various thinkers in our syllabus, you will find that more or so logically they are also thinking in the same way what without the knowledge of sociology we were thinking about it. So we are able to connect with the subject matter or the society because we ourselves are the member of the society. So it becomes easier for us to understand. Now the big question is it mark fetching or not? Again, what is considered about sociology that if you are not better prepared, then also you will be able to fetch average marks. Now why, when you are not better prepared, how can you fetch average marks? The reason is associated with easy understanding, because the questions will be raised regarding the sociology, referring the thinkers. I don't know the thinkers well, but I am able to understand the question that they are asking about a particular aspect of the society. So in my own words, when I am writing those things, at least average marks comes. But average marks doesn't count in UPSC. You need to have better marks, high marks. For this, just if you are able to develop yourself with the sociological skill of analyzing the things with the sociological perspective, the same content will turn into high fetching marks answer. How? Remember, in sociology, there are two types of questions. One, long questions, and second, short notes. Okay, do you have any idea that how many questions are asked in mains in one paper? Yes, there are 8 questions. That is official statement I am saying. In that official statement, it will be mentioned that it means there are 8 questions in which you need to write any 5. First and 5th questions are compulsory. Remember, they are own official statement, not the exact thing it is. Official statement is that in sociology paper 1 or paper 2 it will be mentioned that there are 8 questions. In this you need to attempt any 5 questions, and in this question 1 and question 5 are compulsory. Remember, question 1 and question 5 are short notes. It means out of 8 questions you have to just write 5 questions. It appears very simple, but the reality is not the same. Remember, in short notes means question 1 and question 5. In question 1, that is short notes, there will be 5 topics, 5 questions to be written in 150 words. Means in short notes, you will have to write 10 answers of 10 questions, A, B, C, D up to E. 5 questions in short notes in first and 5 in 5th. And all are compulsory. It is not that in 5 write any 4. All 5 are compulsory. Means 10 questions there. And then you have to write from section A or section B other 3 questions. In that, it is compulsory to attempt 1 question at least from either section A or either from section B. Again, these are the long questions. Except 1 and 5 questions, all are long questions. And in that long question also you will find, just I am saying, question number 2. First and 5th are compulsory. Question number 2 is in long question. But this is also divided into 3 parts. Means 3 questions will be in question number 2. That will be of 20, 20 and 10 marks. Now, just in one line I am saying, in your paper 1 or paper 2, the question is not only 5 you will have to solve. Just go through the previous year question, you will find that in one paper you will have to write the answer of 19 questions. Yes, my friend, not 5 questions, that is a formal declaration by UPSC, but in fact, the candidate has to write 19 questions in 3 hours. Now again, you don't need to have a deep knowledge, you don't need to be an academician in sociology, but you should have a better understanding about sociology. You need to have the tricks to understand the sociology to write in a bureaucratic way. What I use the word bureaucratic way means you should have the knowledge of every topic. You need to have the knowledge of key points of that topic, key facts of that topic, and key concept of the topic. Because remember, in unit 1 and question 1 and question 5, it has been mentioned that each question will be of 10 marks and the answer should be not exceed or answer should be written in 150 words. Remember, just in 150 words you will have to write. And also, the longest question, remember, 10 marks prescribed 150 words. Then in long question, the highest mark is 20 marks for one question. It means if marks is 20, it hovers around 300 words. 300 or 350 words, not exceed more than it. 300 word is also a very small format. But the longest will have in 300. It means if you have lot of knowledge, but if you don't have the idea what to put in the answer, you can fill the space easily with your words, but that won't fetch marks. What I have said, mark fetching. You can easily fill the whole, you can write all the answers because you are a member of the society, you have your own experience about the society. But they won't fetch marks. Remember, in sociology, no answer is wrong if it is relevant to the question. But again, there are some criteria. You need to fulfill those things because you are writing a sociology answer and you are giving the answer of your general knowledge or general studies. So the answer is not wrong, but it won't fetch marks. Now, how it becomes mark fetching? You hear that candidates are able to fetch 300 plus marks in sociology. Now we need to give some special attention. Remember, only I am saying special attention, not any special condition. Long question need to be understood. We need to understand the questions. Remember, the same note is there. Going through the same note, some are able to fetch the highest marks and some are not able to fetch that much of marks or have a low marks. Note they have, or the books they have studied the same. Why it happens? That is your knowledge. Knowledge means capacity or capability of understanding the information according to the situation. The same thing happens with the long question also or short notes also. You need to understand that what the question is, what is the demand of the question, what type of answer they want. Just take an example. I am giving you one example. There is a word alienation, which was given by Marx, Karl Marx. He gave the word alienation. Just for example, I am using it. It is applicable to all the topics. This example is related to the long question. Explain alienation and its impact on the society. I am not talking I am just saying these are the key words. Sorry. I am focusing that how the answer format changes according to the keyword. These are the keywords. Explain and discuss. Content is same. Alienation, alienation. If you go to the previous year question, you will find that some of the questions are starting with the word explain, discuss, describe, critically evaluate. Remember, all these keywords has a format. Content will remain the same, but you need to slightly change the format, then only your answer will be correct. Means not correct, appropriate, because nothing will be wrong. Now tell me, what is difference between the word explain and discuss? I appeal you people that be interactive, be responsive. I love to take lot of questions. Not only take lot of questions, but after 2 days, I will also ask you lot of questions. So we need to be interactive. Anyway, this is an introductory class, but prepare yourself to be interactive. Now, I am saying here, explain and discuss. When the question is explain alienation, the demand of the question is, just consider that the examiner doesn't knows about this element, alienation. You will have to make him understand that what is alienation. Means, when you are giving the definition of alienation, you also need it to give some examples. Remember, examples makes us, or it makes easy to understand the concept. If I have given you a concept and if I align it with an example, with the example you will be able to better connect with the concept. So whenever they say explain alienation, it is compulsory for you that in your answer, see, you are going to discuss the same alienation. What is alienation? What are the features of alienation? What are the pros and cons related to alienation? You are going to discuss it. But you need to explain with some examples that how proletariats, how the working class got affected by alienation, how they lost their friend due to capitalism. Means, when the word is explained, you should also add an example, 1 or 2 examples related to alienation. Now your answer is perfect. Remember, content remains the same. What you have studied about alienation, that is the content. Just slight change in the format makes your answer more appropriate or perfect to the question which has been asked. That is the reason. Anybody says that I have also written in the same alienation, I have also quoted the examples, quoted various sociologists, but my marks was not that much or better than the other. Yes, that other person had just made a soft change because he understood the meaning of the keyword. He gave the example and you just gave a very logical explanation. Your marks were above average but not excellent. Same, discuss alienation. The word is same, discuss alienation. Now what is difference between explain and discuss? Yes, there is a vast difference here. In explain, you give the meaning of the alienation, give the characteristics, pros and cons and all these things. With an example. Answer is perfect. But when they have used the word discuss alienation, now tell me, just right now, I am giving a lecture, but it is not interactive. Although I wanted to discuss the topic, but it has converted to be a lecture on introductory class of Sociology Optional. Now tell me why I am saying this. What is discuss? Can a person discuss alone? If you want to discuss anything, can you discuss it alone? No, minimum 2 or more people are required. Isn't it? To take a discussion, minimum 2 or more people are required. The same thing is here. Discuss alienation means you don't have to just say that what Marx has talked about the alienation. But you need to also talk about Durkheim, Weber or any other scholars who at some time has discussed about alienation. You need to say that, okay, Marx's view was such. On the other hand, Weber, Durkheim says, just take an example. Although I hope that many of you may not be knowing it. Marx considered that capitalism, that is modern industrial society, is leading to alienation. On the other hand, Durkheim said that the modern society, organic society, he used the word organic society, is bringing more solidarity in the society. Everybody is having their own specialization and all in combination is bringing solidarity. Means just contrast to the Marx. Durkheim has another view. Simmel has another view. Means in discuss, more than one scholar should be discussed in your answer. Then your answer will be correct. Don't just jump to the word alienation. Okay, from Karl Marx I have studied it. I have gone thoroughly. I have command over it. I can give the best points over here. Yes, you are giving the best point. But you are missing the instruction. Discuss, explain, describe, critically evaluate, opinion. All these are instructions given to the questions that your answers should be related in the such and such format. All these are instructions given by UPSC. If we follow it, your sociology will become mark fetching. That was about long questions. Means we need to understand the instruction, format, keywords. Yes, later on I will give you the detail about all these instructions or the keywords what I have mentioned. Other to it, if you remember that while I was speaking, I used the word other to it. However, in addition to it, remember these are the words, these are the things, these are considered as known as transfer words. Yes, during the classes, not in the initial classes, in initial classes you will have class test, but after 15 to 20 days, I will also let you know that how to go into the advanced format. Remember, even in the long question, some say that, sir, I had followed the instruction, discussion, explain, but another person was able to fetch better marks. Although I got good marks, decent marks, 280, but nearly the same question, the same format was used by another person, and he is hovering around 300. Now, how this difference takes place? Remember always, you should have trust on your evaluator. They are mature enough, they have expertise, as well as they know that these are the civil service aspirant, not the test of lecturers or professors. So they have all the instruction and they follow those things. Although you have explained the things or you have discussed, your answer was correct, that you have gone through the format of explain alienation or you have gone through the format of discuss alienation. Other person also have followed the same format, but the other person fetched better mark than you. That is the second and advanced level. What happened? That when we are writing the answer, you yourself will visualize in the initial stage that you are able to understand the instruction of the UPSC question, that okay, discuss alienation of Karl Marx. You have discussed giving various scholars and wrote the whole answer. And you have fetched good marks, very good marks, but not excellent. Here the transition words acts. What happened when we are writing answer? After introduction, then we come to the body. In body, we go through various paragraphs. And then we come to the conclusion. Remember, when you change the paragraph, a good writer is considered that the evaluator should not feel the jerk. I mean to say that when you are writing, moving from one paragraph to another paragraph, the examiner should not feel the jerk. What is the difference between a driver and a good driver? When a good driver drives, you even near the speed breaker, you don't feel the jerk. The same thing is about your writing answer. You are excellent, you have very good knowledge, but you have not learned the art of transition words. When we are writing an answer, we can say that Karl Marx says such and such thing, then we are coming to another point. Just use one word, transition word. Also he mentioned or also he discussed it in such a way, and when you are changing to any other, you can say, but in contrary to it, Durkheim has mentioned in such a thing. Lastly again, in addition to these two, remember addition, contrary to, like, also, these are the higher level or soft skills while writing the answer. So we'll go to that after, once you are able to understand or develop the sociological analytical skill, Then we'll go gradually on those things. So if we are able to fulfill those things, we will fetch high marks. Short notes, just in 150 words. You will start writing and you will find that space is about to finish. So naturally you will have to choose the related information that is knowledgeable to that topic. Again I am giving you the same topic. Alienation. Yeah, before that I would like to explain you. Short notes, it is of two types. Open and closed. Means when you see some vocabulary terms, terminology of sociology in your question 1 and question 5, don't jump to the answer. Analyze, try to understand that it is open-ended or closed-ended. I use the word alienation. Now here, go to the previous year question and you will find that the word alienation in short notes has been used in two ways. Either they use the word alienation or they use the word marks alienation in short notes. Both are very different, not the same. But we consider that okay, alienation, because in our syllabus, actually direct mention of alienation is with Karl Marx. So our mind says that okay, the word is alienation here. It may be carelessness of UPSC that they have not used the word Karl Marx or Marx alienation, or they wanted, UPSC wanted to see that is the candidate able to identify that alienation belongs to which of the thinker? Wrong way of thinking. Remember, UPSC never sighs to instruct you. UPSC, just like a bureaucrat, they instruct you. They are not playing puzzle with you. They are the instructor, they are the boss. They will instruct. Now it depends upon your maturity that how you take it. First I am talking about closed-ended short notes. What happens here? UPSC has given you the instruction because it is short notes. UPSC has given you the instruction that write about alienation of Karl Marx. Direct instruction, closed. Not to think anything about it. They have directed that they have the knowledge that many of the scholars at different stages have studied about alienation, but here I want the answer of Marx alienation, none others. Direct instruction. This short notes is closed-ended, open-ended. Yes. They have not given you any instruction. It means they have given you the liberty to frame your answer as you wish. As you wish means it should be in a relevant way. Because in your syllabus, marks has been prominently aligned with the concept of alienation. So you should start your alienation with Karl Marx. It is logical. You are not going out of syllabus. You are not giving importance to any other. Because your syllabus has given importance to Marx related to alienation. So you are starting your alienation with Marx. And then not you are discussing about Marx. You are also talking about other scholars related to it. Weber, he has also talked about alienation. Merton considered that biggest source of alienation itself bureaucracy. So various Simel and others, various scholars have talked about it. You should mention at least 2, minimum 2, maximum 3, not more than it. Otherwise your answer will not be analytical, it will become factual. Got it? So when it is open-ended, you need to identify it. When they are not using the name of the scholar, they are not trying to see that you have the ability to identify or not. Actually, they want that take the liberty to explain and correlate with other scholars. This is open-ended. So if we are able to write short notes on this basis, this technical basis, if we are able to follow all those things, easily you can approach 300 or 300 plus. Because you will find that maximum students are not able to follow these technical things. They just directly jump to the matter, the subject matter. They have seen a particular word, social fact, alienation or anything. They know that, okay, I have studied the note. Yes, notes, what you have studied, that is very good. You have the command, but you need to command on your answer writing practice. You need to understand, try to understand the question. Many times some of the students ask me, sir, how to understand the question, because nearly they are very much similar. I say that yes, they are very much similar, just go through the instruction related to it. In short notes, is it open-ended, close-ended, in long time, long term, what is the keyword they are trying to say? So yes, if we follow these things, naturally sociology is a mark fetching. Now the last one, okay, it has been erased here, fringe benefit. Fringe benefit over here. I hope that you people know about it in general studies, especially in paper 1, around 60 to 70 marks. You will find that if we come to the minimum, you will find that around 60 marks comes from society itself. And remember, if you go through the analysis of general study, you will find that every next year, the value of marks in general studies related to society portion of GS1 is slightly increasing. Naturally, they want that civil servants should be well exposed with the society, because once they become IAS officer or IPS or any civil servant, they have to work for the society itself. In our society, Indian society is a very diverse society from north to south, east to west. They should be well aware. So just go through the previous year question and you can understand that every year somewhat increase in number in general studies related to society portion is taking place. Although in paper 1, the smallest unit or smallest section is of society. Otherwise we have history, geography in that first paper, and the smallest unit is of general study of society. Another amazing thing is that we have found that those people who score good in sociology, they are also the highest scorer in essay. Yes, without exception you will find that those who are able to better score in sociology, even in essay they get very good marks. Not good, very good marks. Now what is the connection between them? You will find that every year minimum one, sometime more than 8 comes from the society itself. Yes, actually what happened? You will find that maximum number of candidates in essay, they are comfortable choosing society, essay related to society. As I have said that as a human being, as a citizen of India, we are well aware about the society and particularly Indian culture and society. So all scholars, means all aspirants, they feel comfortable. So you will find that maximum candidates attempts questions related to society. Now you will say that if maximum candidates writes about society, it means there is huge competition. Yes, there is huge competition, and this gives the edge to the student of sociology. Because what happened that when examiner is evaluating the answer of essay, more or so they feel that somewhat in the same way, same sense, most of the candidates are writing answer. They have developed their answer through the knowledge of general studies, newspaper and events and others. But at that time, your answer becomes more logical and something different in perspective or understanding about the Indian society. And this makes your answer more vibrant to the evaluator while they are going through the boring same concepts. Just take an example, a short example, because now we don't have much time. Short example I would like to give you. We know Indian family. We know that a lot of changes are taking place in Indian society. Our traditional family system is joint family system. Now tell me, do you think in present 21st century, joint family is giving way to nuclear family? Yes, anybody? Do you think that in 21st century, 2026, the joint family is giving way to nuclear family in India in general? See, objectively, it appears, joint family means what? Where father, mother, their children, and their children also resides there. Remember, joint family means minimum 3 generations should be there, not 2 generations. When there are 2 generations, it is nuclear family. But when more than 2 generations resides, it comes under the joint family. And traditional Indian family had a joint family system where parents, their children, and the children used to live together. Now in today's industrialized India, modern India, the society is transforming a lot. You will become an IAS officer. Naturally, you will live with your nuclear family. Or whenever, see, through education, we gain a skill. After gaining the skill, can you return back to your village? If you are in village or in your location? No. You will love to stay there, but you won't, because whatever skill as an engineer or any of the specialized thing you have gained, it doesn't have any market value in your village. You will have to geographically migrate to such a place, industrial area, urban area, where your skill has a market value. So this is your compulsion in modern India, to migrate from your village to that particular industrial area, or where the area where your skill has a market value. Once you get a job, all your family members are not going to rush to that place. They may be a visitor over there, but they will live in their own village because they have their own business, own occupation, own engagement. Just I am not going in detail. In brief, I am saying that what the sociological analysis will be, which will be very much different from those generalized answer in essay, and that is the reason of high fetching of marks in the essay. Yes, one of our scholars, not one, many of them has said, one to mention here, I.P. Desai. He says, because there is a great criticism in sociology that yes, in India, also joint family is giving way to or breaking into nuclear family. He has said that no, even today in India, especially because in India, the nuclear family is not just like a West. West has a different type of nuclear family. In India, we perceive, we feel objectively that that is nuclear family, but that is not nuclear family, that is functional joint family. So the joint family, traditional joint family is now transforming into functional joint family, not a nuclear family. He said that in West, due to their social condition, they have a very separate nuclear family. Because in West you will find there is very high rate of divorce. And in nuclear family, you will find that in most of the family, either the father or the mother is stepfather or stepmother. And we know that once stepfather or stepmother steps into the family, happiness steps outside the family. But in India, majority of the family, they have their own mother or father, their own parents. Now, the nuclear family formation in India is not due to they want to break, but because it is necessity of the job. He says that although the children are living in a different geographical place, but in need of time, they rush to their village, they rush to their family to help them. They participate in family function or worship over there. If there is a function, I am talking about Indian context, if there is marriage of sister, the brother not only participate there, but also give monetary and all sort of a help to the family. What is the purpose of joint family? To help when they are in need. So today also the nuclear family in India, what they are residing at different geographical places due to compulsion of job, they are actually not alone. They are very much connected to their root family. They always rush, all of them, they rush to help each other, and that is the reason he said that today in India, the traditional joint family is giving way to functional joint family, not a nuclear family as it is in West. Just see the transition in our thoughts. Because we are exposed to sociology, we are going through the latest transformation in the society and we are giving it an analysis. This is the reason we get better marks in essay, interview. Without an exception, few questions will be raised regarding the society, because what I have said in the introductory lines, that the fundamental purpose of civil services is to work for the people, for the society, for the nation, for the humanity. So naturally you will be asked lot of questions, and here the logical, sociological, remember when I am saying sociological, only in interview you don't name the sociologist, you take their point of view and give the logic to the interviewer, and it appears the person is well mature to analyze the society. So these are the fringe benefit of sociology. Now briefly I will discuss about my classroom methodology. Now again I will say you people that be interactive. I enjoy a lot of questions, and other to it, I also feel that where is the misunderstanding going on. Although this is an introductory class, it's okay, but in subject we need to be interactive, because I have a habit of asking a lot of questions. Yeah, we were talking about classroom. First of all, as many of you all have received already those things, you will have 8 booklets that will be sent hard copy. Now again, I don't emphasize to go through these 8 booklets, but I overemphasize that you need to make these 8 booklets as your core notes. And remember, I am talking about these things because of my confidence. What happens when you prepare for civil services? You go through various notes. Various books. I have already gone through the various books, 18 to 20 books. The most acceptable book for the civil services. And remember, in every book, all chapters are not important for UPSC, because UPSC doesn't prescribe you any book. UPSC has given us the syllabus. Have they recommended any book? No. The books are actually written for college or universities. Scholars write for the universities and college. UPSC consider that my candidates are so much mature that they will be able to pick the relevant topics from variety of books. And remember, this is also the purpose of coaching. I have gone through all the books which is relevant here. Again, in every book, all the chapters are not relevant for our UPSC sociology syllabus. If you have gone through the booklets, you will find that in Thinkers, it has been arranged in such a way that whatever the format I have discussed, explain, describe and ABCD whatsoever, all the formats fits in your notes. That is the reason I am overemphasizing you that go through these 8 booklets. I will be concluding. Yeah, I was saying here that don't purchase Yogendra Singh book right now, because you are not eligible for it. Eligible for means right now you don't have any understanding of sociology, and Yogendra Singh has used lot of jargon of sociology. and after the completion or after getting aware about sociology, you will be more capable of understanding. Okay, now first thing, 8 booklets, go through it. Yes, I am acceptable for the healthy criticism. Go through the books. If you find that something is missing, inform me. Mostly you won't find anything missing over there. So this will give me ample opportunity to discuss the subject matter or the units in sociology in different dimensions. Other to it, what I have said, that sociology is a short syllabus. For me, it is more short. Yeah, just briefly I am discussing here about independent unit and dependent units. In paper 1 you will find, if you have gone through it, that unit 1, 2, 3, 4, that is the discipline, sociology as a science, research, design, as well as thinkers. These are the only topics which are independent. In paper 2, again you will find that unit 1, that is the perspective sociologist related to here. Unit 2, rural transformation, as well as tribal communities and population dynamics, means 6 topics are independent. So first we'll complete the independent unit and then we'll come to the dependent units, means unit 5 of paper 1, that is social stratification. In paper 1, first we'll study the social stratification of the dependent units, and then we'll move to dependent units of paper 2. We'll study the caste system. What is caste system? Caste is the social stratification of Indian society. Classes in India. In paper 2 you will find classes in India. Again, classes is also talking about stratification in modern society. So first we will go to the theoretical aspect, that is paper 1, and then from paper 1 we will go to the Indian context, that is paper 2. What is the benefit here? That remember, in paper 2 also, without the help of paper 1, your answer doesn't become purely sociological. If we talk about the caste system, we have various scholars like G.S. Ghuriye, Louis Dumont, others, Andre Bete, M.N. Srinivas, they have talked about the caste system. But the theoretical aspects you will find, they have done a lot of case study. You will find about Weber. Weber has talked about the Indian caste system as a status group. Now why it is status group? Because many times in UPSC they say that do you consider the Indian caste system is a status group? You won't get the answer from paper 2, but you will have to take it from paper 1 and then connect to the scholars. Remember, in first paper we use the word thinkers. Remember, thinkers are not sociologists. Thinkers are independent of being sociologists. Because Marx we study in sociology, we study in economics, we study in public administration, not confined to word. But sociologists are just confined to sociology, the subject. So in paper 2, what we say, G.S. Ghuriye, Louis Dumont, not Louis Dumont, M.N. Srinivas, Andre Bete, they are sociologists, they are not thinkers. So we will take the inspiration from the thinkers to format our answer, and then we'll come to the second paper. That is the reason when we study as a dependent unit, we have a very clear concept that, okay, what are the thinkers related and how we can implement in India. And you won't be very much surprised, in 2025 itself, they have asked about the marriage, changing trend in marriage in India in paper 1. Remember, marriage is related to paper, marriage in India is related to paper 2, but we found it in paper 1. So when we go through this independent and dependent way, you will be very comfortable. Either the question is asked in paper 1 or in paper 2, you are well capable to handle those things in a very sociological way. Other to it, because we are concluding, other to it, lastly I have said concept map. Remember, concept mapping is a must in sociology. This will not only give clarity of concept related to sociology, but if you write them, not today, from tomorrow you can do, if you write them in your notes and add those in your answer, I can assure you at least half marks will increase. I am just showing you the sample. This sample is very much generalized, because I think that most of you are not exposed to sociology. So I am giving you a sample. From next time, when we complete the topic, you will get the concept map. Actually, in sociological way, we use the word concept map, but you student, or generally in general study, it is used as concept map. You can say flow chart. It is a flow chart. It is very tough to develop a flow chart, but once you are able to develop, again you will get an edge from the other scholars. What I have said, how you can gain the highest mark. These are the small soft skills which makes you different from others. Just I am taking one of the example here. The concept mapping, for your understanding, you can use the word flow chart. Connect the following concept. Remember, first I will discuss here in the classroom, and then you will get the concept mapping test. You need to write in your home about those things, because twice when it is been done, you will be able to remember it. Here, just think about the concept map is to connect with the purity and pollution, to untouchability, to social exclusion, to structural inequality and social justice. It is one of the topic in social stratification. Just for giving you the sample I have brought here. Now what is this? Purity and pollution. What is this? This is an Indian ideology. Yes, it is an ideology. Ideology means the people who follow a particular way of thinking, they consider it is true. And because in India, we consider the ideology of purity and pollution is correct, means these are purity means pure and impure, pollution is impure. So this leads to hierarchy. We have caste hierarchy. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Isn't it? We have in India, we have an ideology of purity and pollution. And this has led to a hierarchy of Brahmin, Kshatriya and Vaishya, Shudra. And this, due to this legitimatized ideology, approved ideology, the hierarchy has given space to untouchability. Remember again, Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras are not untouchables. Here we have the fifth fold, that is known as Panchams. Panchams are considered. So due to this recognition, approval of this hierarchy, untouchability took place. Untouchability means to social exclusion. Means we in India consider that a particular caste people should not easily interact with the common people. It means they have the denial of rights. denial of rights, they don't have equal right of participation interacting with the common people, restriction on resources, restriction on using the opportunities. These are the denials, and this has led to a structural inequality. Yes, in traditional society in India, there was a structural inequality. Means just take what is the structure of the society, the culture, the economic system, the political system, the religious system, the educational system. These are the structure of the society, and this structure has unequal or imbalanced thing, because these untouchables, vulnerable section, they didn't have the access of the economic system, equal social system, education system. We know that in earlier days, in traditional Orthodox India, even the education was permitted only to handful of caste groups, not all the people. But post-independence, our political thinkers, they consider that we are a democratic society, means democracy means authority of the people, and in this democracy everybody need to have equality. So we had brought various provision for social justice. What is social justice? Means those who are the vulnerable section of the society, who, or those people who are deprived section, the government gives them priority. They give them constitutional safeguards. We know that under Article 70, untouchability has been banned. They give them reservation. They give them various preferential treatment so that they can also come at par with the society. So this is the flow chart, or the, from my side, concept mapping. For nearly all the section you will have it, and again I am saying it, you should jot them into your notebook. So when you are writing your mains answer, along with the mains answer, if you give the main concept, these are the concepts, if you mention the main concept and then you describe or give the answer, this will make you answer very much different from others. Because rarely you will find that students are able to make flow chart, and mostly they are not able to make the flow chart. Flow chart is not only for the purpose of giving you the clarity of the concept, but it is also very purposeful when you are writing mains in UPSC to take the advantage or to take an edge into the marks. Briefly, these are the things related to it. Tomorrow we will be starting our first unit, the discipline, emergence of sociology in Europe, and then onward we will continue. Now, lastly, do you have any questions? I try to my best to give all the answers with my experience to you people related to sociology, because it is an introductory class. From tomorrow we will go to the main subject matter, and remember, till tomorrow I am not going to ask questions from you because you are not exposed to sociology, but day after tomorrow I will be forced to ask you questions, because already I will be able to complete some of the portion. And remember, my habit of asking lot of questions, at initial stage you may feel uneasy, but those who are not from sociology, you will find that because of repeatedly asking those terminologies, those concepts, you have acclimatized yourself with those things, and these are very important for your means. Yeah, one more thing. I will ask you people to purchase Dictionary of Sociology. One thing, Dictionary of Sociology, Oxford, Collins, any thing it will do. If you remember your school days, at that time we used to have a dictionary to improve our vocabulary. The same thing for you people, many of the terminology you won't be able to know those things. You can take the help. And second, previous year questions. Yes, my friend, purchase. If you are not purchasing, just download previous year question from internet. What is the best part is that when we go through the previous year, the way we are completing the units, you will find that most of the questions of that units are already covered in those topics. And if you feel that some of the topic is related to that particular unit and sir has not discussed it, at that time you can raise the question and I will give you the answer, because sometimes it appears that it is related to a particular unit but it is transferred to the another unit. So with my experience I will explain you those things. But in this way, with the previous year question, we can better measure our development while going through our classes. Okay, this is all for today. Any question? Yes? Any question? And yeah, again I will say that from tomorrow, try to adjust to speak in the class, because we are preparing for UPSC. We need to be interactive, and that also motivates me. And other to it, you will find that many of the things when you discuss with me, not only question is been raised by a single person, but many other people also listen and they get very much their confusion diffused with the interaction. Yeah, what with the duration you are asking? Yeah, duration of the class will be 2 hours. In general, the duration of the class will be 2 hours, 6 to 8. Yes, any other question? Yeah, course duration will be 3 months. And again, I will ask you to stick with this 3 months, and you will find that lot of improvement, not only in your knowledge, but even in your personality has taken place. Because sociology, UPSC is one of the things, but when you will go deeply into sociology, you will find that your way of thinking has changed a lot during the cases. Other to it, remember 3 months is the course duration. But naturally, after the completion of the course, you need my help more. Because at that time, at advanced stage, I will be the best person to guide you for betterment if you are writing your mains and other things. Or even that time, see, most of the time you will find that in the classroom, you will get your confusion dispelled during the course itself. But again, it is reality that once you complete the course, then you are a mature person. You need an advanced tips for better, not understanding, but writing the answer. At that time I will be, because once we have started the class, now we are a team. It is now every teacher will like that their team should be the winner. So we become a team. It is not that just the 3 months, but this 3 months is very important for you to become a mature person. Mature in the sense for sociology related to UPSC.